And we're back on the list. If you didn't see the first episode, check it out at the card in that corner over there. I can't reach because there's a green screen here. Sorry to break the fourth wall, but if I reach too far, it won't work. Jumping straight back in with number 95. In number 95, easily one of the most iconic films of all time, The Terminator. Okay, iconic character, I guess. Terminator, of course, directed by James Cameron, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Linda Hamilton, and a few other people. Now, some people prefer T2, but without the Terminator, we wouldn't have had T2, or T3, or Terminator Salvation, or Terminator Genesis, or Terminator Dark Fate, which kind of fucked up the whole timeline. Terminator 1 was a pretty good movie. You know, Terminator 2 was pretty good too, but for now we're going with Terminator 1 at number 95. Moving on. In at number 94 is our first animated film, and there will be plenty because I'm a big child and I love animated films. That's pretty much the reason they're on the list. Number 94 is Inside Out.
What the heck is that?
Who puts broccoli on pizza?
That's it. I'm done.
Congratulations, San Francisco. You've ruined pizza. First the Hawaiians, and now you.
Inside Out, Pixar film, the animation was always going to be fantastic. But this one is a story with real heart, which also helps explain to kids all about emotions. It's an interesting concept, seeing inside a child's head and having the emotions control that person. Really well told story, really unique story, and one of Pixar's best films to date. Certainly deserves a place on this list. Disagree? Don't. No arguments. Shut up. Comments. See you later. Number 93. This episode has some big hit films on it. When we're already in the 90s, just imagine how good this list is going to be. Coming in at number 93, Star Wars, Return of the Jedi. Remember when Star Wars films used to be good? That was great. And of course, Return of the Jedi was directed by... No, not George Lucas. Richard Marquand. Yep. Unfortunately, Mr. Marquand died in 1987 at the tender young age of 49. But he made a hell of a movie. He's actually made a good Star Wars movie, which seems harder than you think based on recent events. The film stars Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Chewbacca, R2-D2, C-3PO, all those guys. And it rounds off one of the best sci-fi trilogies ever made. And the weird thing is, there's some people who don't like it. And why don't they like it? Ewoks. Who the hell doesn't like Ewoks? Kick-ass little bears who prove that size is no disadvantage. Fun fact, Ewoks were in the film because the costume designers were too lazy to make Wookiee costumes, or they didn't have the budget. Something like that. They just felt it was too much, so they made shorter ones. Little Wookiees. Awesome. Star Wars The Last Jedi takes number 93, but what takes number 92? In number 92, arguably Eddie Murphy's best movie, Coming to America. Coming to America is a laugh-out-loud comedy directed by John Landis, of course starring Eddie Murphy, James Earl Jones, and Arsenio Hall, amongst many others, including Samuel L. Jackson. The film is hilarious from start to finish and will have you just in absolute agony from laughing so hard.
I have recently been placed in charge of garbage. Do you have any that requires disposal?
No, it's totally empty.
Well, when it fills up, don't be afraid to call me. I'll come take it out most urgently.
That's good to know.
When you think of garbage, think of Akeem.
Watch Coming to America if you haven't already. On to the next one. In at number 91, Seven. Or as it's written on the poster, Seven. Seven was directed by David Fincher, stars Morgan Freeman, Kevin Spacey, Brad Pitt, Gwyneth Paltrow, loads of people, and it's basically a thriller about a killer who commits his crimes based on the 7 deadly sins. Stars Brad Pitt as a new detective who's kind of getting pinned for all the stuff, and then ultimately stuff happens. There's something in a box. It's a pretty good movie, check it out. I don't make it sound great, but it's pretty good. So already we've got 10 films down. There's only 90 films to go. It's a lot of movies. Tune in next week for the next 5.